What's going on, guys? A few people have been asking me about my rabbitry and how my rabbits are doing and stuff like that, so I thought I'd take you guys on a little tour of our wintertime setup here, our wintertime rabbit hutch. Obviously, we already had this greenhouse built, and it's kind of just become a catch-all for all of our garden stuff. We don't really use it very much like a greenhouse. We use it a little bit. We use it just a little bit in the springtime for starting seeds and stuff like that. We need to use it a lot more, but we cleaned it out here recently, and I made some modifications to the shelves here, and I actually built all these cages, except for the one on the left. The one on the left was already built, but I built these other two cages here for our does, and the idea was it would give them more room than they had before. The other cages that I had, I didn't build those. They came from the property we bought, and they were quite a bit smaller. They were probably half the size of this. So what we were worried about was when we put nesting boxes in there, the does wouldn't have very much room to move around. And we don't want them to, be in a little bitty tiny cube where they can't ever move around and get any exercise or anything like that. So we moved them in here. I built these cages here recently, and real happy with the way they turned out and everything. This one here is Mama Beatrice. She's got 2 kits in her box right now. She actually started out with 3, but we lost one of them, and we don't know why. Could have just been something natural. Maybe it got a little too cold. We don't really know. But I also built these nesting boxes out of some old filing cabinets. You can see the sides, that gray part down there. That's the sides of the filing cabinet, and then I just ended up making little boxes inside of them. I just used the filing cabinet drawer for the structure of the thing. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys this. We're real happy with this, and we'll see here in a second if I can pull the box forward and show you guys some of the kits. This one here, Big Mama Cass, she's quite a bit bigger, a much larger, I don't know, she's probably got 2 pounds, I would guess, on this girl here. She's quite a bit smaller. I don't know if the camera is going to show that or not, but that's Mama Cass, because she's quite a bit bigger. And this is our buck over here, Peter Cottontail. He's super friendly little buck here. He'll come up and sniff your hand, and as long as you don't make too sudden of movements, he'll let you come in and, pet him and stuff and handle him and things like that. He's very sweet, and he's a good buck. He's definitely not shooting blanks, and that's one of the things that can happen some of the times. If it gets too hot or different things like that, their sperm will go down to 0, and so you have to be aware of that. Hey, don't chew up the cage now. We don't want that. And I usually put them some sticks in here and some different things to keep them entertained. And in the right time of the year, I'll put them some grass clippings and different things like that in, just to make them, make them happy. But yeah, this has been a really fun experiment for us. Right now we've only got 3 kits total, and I was a little surprised by that. I don't know if it's because they're first-time mamas or what, but one thing I'm really happy about is they are definitely nursing the kits properly, and the kits are growing like they're supposed to. You can see inside the nesting box there's fur all over the place, so the mothers have been pulling fur to keep their kits nice and warm. So let's see if I can move some of this stuff out of the way here without making Mama too angry. And we'll slide the box over. It's all right. And we'll see what we got going on in here. Okay. So there's the babies. They're very warm in here. Oh my gosh, they're getting so big. They're only about a week old now. But look at them. Look at that. Pretty cute. Put that one back in the little warm spot. And we'll pull this one out. Another cutie. I haven't sexed them yet. That means I don't know what sex they are or what gender they are or any of that stuff yet. But we're going to check that out really soon. They're really squirmy and wiggly. Their eyes are not quite open yet, so we're looking for that in the next few days. Hopefully their eyes will open up, and I usually put a little fur back on top of them to keep that warmth in there. And you'll notice Mama, she's over there looking around like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing messing with them? So she's doing her job. She's doing exactly what she's supposed to do. It's okay, Mama. It's okay. I won't hurt you. I won't hurt you. She's a lot more shy. She doesn't like being petted or anything. So Put this back so we don't upset Mama too much here. So we're really stoked about this, although we only ended up with 3 kits this time, and we wanted to have like each one of them to have like 7 or whatever each, but maybe next time around. But this is our first time. I'm not some expert or whatever on raising rabbits. I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube, and some are better than others, let's just put it that way. And as I learn more, maybe I'll tell you guys more about our experience. But basically, they're pretty easy to take care of. You got to keep them dry. You got to keep them somewhat warm, especially in the winter time. And you got to have water for them, obviously. And you see my little water containers there. And you got to have a feeder, like I have over here. And she's checking that out right now. So yes, we're really excited about this. Now these are, I'll tell you right now, these are meat rabbits. We're planning on eating at least some of the kits out of these litters here. So I know a lot of people might think, oh, that's mean, or that's cruel, or whatever, you know, you shouldn't do that. And the reality is, if you eat any meat and you're buying any kind of meat from the store, they started out some cute little babies just like this. So let's check on this baby here. This is Mama Cass's baby. Now she only has one, and we thought real hard about moving this one baby over, the one kit, over with the other mama, just so that it would be warmer, but it's plenty warm. And it's just cute as can be. And that's one of the hard things about, it's the hard thing about life in general, is that if you're going to eat meat, if you're going to be a meat eater, and you're going to, be self-reliant, there's going to come a point, oh, she's starting to open her eyes up a little. That's good news. There's going to come a point when it's going to be time to cull these, and it's going to be very difficult. Because, you shouldn't get off or enjoy killing things. That's the point. And I think that a lot of that's lost today, because we just go to the store and we buy a package of meat and we take it home, and it basically takes all of the actual culling and all that stuff, the hard stuff, it takes that out of the equation. And I think that that's basically robbing us of part of our birthright. If you believe in the Bible, God says he gave us dominion over this earth, over all animals. There was a time when it wasn't that way, but the new covenant with Jesus Christ basically says that we could eat all the animals. We're supposed to. It's part of our birthright in this country and in this world. So anyway, guys, I think it's very important. It's not easy, and it's not supposed to be easy to kill another living creature. But if you do it the right way and you raise them and you give them a good life until that time comes when it's time to cull them, then that's a lot better off than they would be in some production farm where they're, a lot of these production facilities, they're not worried about the space, like I was saying a moment ago, and for me, I want my rabbits to be as happy as possible. I want them to be as friendly as possible, so anyway, I think it's very important, and it's something that's missing in our modern culture. When you know where your food comes from, you'll respect it more. You'll eat every bite. You'll save the leftovers. You'll do things that you wouldn't do when you're just buying the stuff out of a package. At least that's my belief. So, guys, that's why we're doing this, is that my wife and I, we will not eat the bugs. We're not into Klaus Schwab's whole, global New World Order deal. And we're going to continue to eat meat even when they try to cut us off. So this is one of the ways you could do that. Rabbits will put a lot of meat on the table. Now, I expected to get a bigger litter out of each one of these girls, but again, it's their first time. So maybe we did something wrong. When we went to breed them, we should have bred them more times during that day, like maybe 2 or 3 breedings instead of just doing one and then waiting a day or two and then doing another one. So again, we're still learning. So hopefully next time around, we'll be able to get some bigger litters of at least 7. I'd like to see litters of 6 or 7 at very least. Hey, buddy. He's just super friendly. He just loves to have attention when you come out here. He always wants your attention. He'll get up on his hind legs and and kind of like, you know, get up against the fence wanting you to open it up. But it's been a lot of fun. You know, again, I'm not some Kilroy. I don't look forward to killing the offspring that these produce. They're cute as can be. Look at that, Mama. She went in there and checked on them because I was in there messing around with the baby. She was like, "Hey, I better get in here." All right, watch your face, buddy. What? Get back. So anyway, I'm just really happy because they claim that not all of these does will be good mothers automatically. And so I'm just glad that they didn't eat the babies or do anything like that. And we're going to have 3 kits to determine what to do with. I don't think we'll eat all of them. We'll probably keep one of them. If it's a female, we'll keep another female just to increase our possibilities. And there's a whole thing about line breeding and stuff where you can breed, look at him, you can breed the father to the daughters, or you can breed the mothers to the sons. But what you can't do is breed the brothers and sisters together, or else you could have some, you know, genetic problems and things like that. What are you doing, buddy? You hamming it up for the camera? Huh? You hamming it up for me? Yeah, he's just cool. Peter Cottontail is what we call him. But anyway, guys, I wanted to show you this setup. It's really easy. It keeps everybody dry and warmer. You know, it's not heated out here, but, you know, because of the greenhouse effect, it does come in and heat things up for them. And for years and years, I've been saving my old soda bottles and filling them up with water. And what that does is it acts like a heat battery in here. And so as the sun heats these up during the day, that'll radiate some of that heat out throughout the night. And these bottles rarely freeze because the sun comes in. Every great once in a while they'll freeze up solid, but it's real rare. Most of the time they stay defrosted like this and a little bit warm to the touch when you reach in and touch them. It's certainly warmer than the outside air temperature is. So just a couple of ideas for you. If you've got a greenhouse that you're, you know, not using during the winter, this is a great way to get use out of your greenhouse. And just a great way to have yourself a little rabbitry. It doesn't have to be this nice, or it doesn't have to actually be a greenhouse. It's probably a bit overkill. They probably would have done just fine outside, but I wanted to be safe because, again, this is our first time going through this, and I didn't want to have to deal with losing a whole bunch of kits. We did lose one out of her litter, and that's unfortunate. And I had to bury the thing, but, you know, it was sad. But, again, I think that that's part of life. It's a part of life that's being robbed from us right now. It may not seem like it because, you know, killing something is never, if you're a normal person, it's never a fun thing to do. You don't want to go out and take something else's, you know, a beautiful creature's life, right? But at the same time, if you're going to eat meat, you have to face the reality that it happens at some point or another along the food chain. Before it gets in that fancy plastic package at the store, somebody had to kill that animal. So my advice, it should be you. And the reason it should be you is because you're going to treat those animals better than anyone else would at some production farm. They have better lives. So anyway, we'll see. We'll see if I'm singing the same tune when it comes time to, you know, to cull some of these cute little creatures here. Of course, we won't do them when they're this small. You have to wait till, like, I believe it's 12 weeks or something like that before they're ready to cull. But, you know, and it's hard. It's going to be hard, I'm sure, because I'm a softie like that. But at the same time, I want to eat meat. And that's a decision that my wife and I have made. And because we've made that decision, we're going to follow through and take it all the way. You probably hear them in the background. We already have chickens, if you don't know, if you don't follow the channel. We already have chickens. They're just for egg laying, but they're also dual purpose birds. So I could technically cull some of these chickens. You know, breed more chickens and cull some chickens and actually put meat on the table that way as well. We're just starting to think that way because, you know, as the New World Order's grip tightens up, you're going to have to fend for yourself. So guys, I appreciate you tuning in, stopping by and checking out the rabbitry. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer them the best I can. Again, I'm not an expert on rabbitries or anything like that. Look at him. You're getting a drink sideways, buddy. That's pretty funny. Never seen you do that before. That's funny. Well, guys, I appreciate it. I'm glad you stopped by. Hope you enjoyed this. And I hope you don't think I'm an evil person or something because I want to put meat in my belly and feed my family. It's a fact that Meat and protein has done more for making the United States citizens healthier than any other single thing that there ever has been. So yeah, you can get protein in other ways, but you won't get as much, and you won't get as much calories and nourishment and stuff like that as you will from eating meat. So my wife and I are meat eaters. We're going to continue to eat meat, even though it's going to be a hard thing to do. Again, I think you're supposed to do this. It's part of life. It's the circle of life. It truly is something that we're being robbed of right now. And I highly suggest you get into this or something like it, to where you're putting meat on the table. It's probably the only way you're going to be able to survive the coming Great Reset, New World Order, Agenda 2030. Anyway, before the video goes off on a depressing turn, I'm going to go ahead and turn it off, guys. I appreciate you tuning in, stopping by. Hit the thumbs up if you like it. And until then, we'll see you next time. Hey, buddy.